Steer, graduated from Tarleton State University where he studied agriculture science. Robert has been raising and showing cattle for over 40 years. He is currently managing Rock Ridge Land and Cattle Show cattle operations.
So, we're back. Testing, testing. Oh. Can y'all hear me? so we're. I'm testing out the mic with them real quick. Sorry. Oh, we're live. All right. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
My name is Jaime.
Chase. Is my home?
There you go. Yeah. So what we're doing basically is just we're doing present student you and past student me. And what we're doing is just talking about what we're looking for or what the judge is looking for in a steer. But before we get into any of that, how have you been doing?
I'm doing all right today. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. So you just showed a pig,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and did you place that off?
Nah, not this year. Last year it was a little bit better for me.
So you got more years coming, huh?
Nah, this is it.
Really?
Tomorrow I show golden chickens.
Hey man, well good luck to you.
I thank you, sir. Thank you. What did you show when you were here?
I showed about 4 years ago. I showed a pig. Made a pretty good sell on it. Made it to auction, 6th place overall.
All
I got a couple grand out of it, but never thought about doing a steer before.
Yeah, takes some dedicated students to do a steer.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got any classmates doing a steer right now?
Yeah, Kaylin Lincoln right here with the Charlotte.
And can you tell me more about how you've seen her training with her steer over the last couple months? Just
Well, it's been a challenge for her. I'll tell you that, just watching her, manage her time wisely. She does a great job maintenance-wise. It's just that's a hard head to steer, man.
Yeah.
But she's dedicated. I stay out there working with her.
No, that's good to hear.
Yeah, we laugh and joke around at the barn, but when it's time for business, she's on it.
Yeah.
And then Ethan Harris, the first one, on the left side. He works hard, just as hard as everybody else. He won Grand Champ Showmanship last year, but this year I think he wants the real Grand Champ. But he works just as hard as everybody else out there, if not harder.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's very good to hear. That's what I like to see.
Even in class, he's looking at nothing but steers. This is his bread and butter right here.
Yes, sir.
But you know what you're looking for in the steer?
It's pretty much the same as a pig. You're looking for that build, the way they move around, how they move that muscle around there.
Mm-hmm.
But what it usually comes down to is what the judge thinks.
Yeah.
Every judge is different. We had some judges that focus more on movement rather than size, and others that focus more on size than movement.
They're very picky on what. It don't matter if it walks, however it walks, man. They're judging from head to toe.
Yes, sir.
Every little thing counts.
Especially right now, since we got a bunch of nice looking ones out there right now.
This is a lightweight class, right?
Yes, sir. I don't think I have any sheets for that right now.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, muscle-wise, we're looking for a well-defined, firm steer out here, really. Especially in the lightweight class, the hind quarters and the loins, that should be spot on.
Yes, sir. It's a very quiet show.
Yeah,
cows are a little more calm than
yeah, pig shows, man. Everybody's hyped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody's hyped out there.
This year we have 48 showing. Most of those things weighing over 250 pounds. It's a pretty good show.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, they're just trying to line them up perfectly for that. See all that they got.
Yeah.
See all that they got.
Yeah.
And, conditioning is just as important as, the working them out and everything, skin care.
Let's give these exhibitors a big round of applause. Really nice set of calves here to start out with today. I think as we get out here in this class, the orange steer down here on this end kind of comes to the top in my mind pretty easily. He is the most adequately finished. He's got that hard shape of muscle up over his top. He's easily the thickest and the stoutest right behind his blades and carries that all the way back through his loin and down into his round. Like the way that one balances up on a side profile. He's really tucked up in his chest plate. Really good on the move, really free and easy. Just a really good combination steer to start with. The one that follows him most in type and kind is the gray steer here in the middle. One that, once again, really got a good top in him. I like the shape and dimension, really correctly finished. I like the way that he feels when I get back on those ribs. As we get out here and analyze him, maybe just a frame bigger than the other two calves, but I think when you put it all together in the package, he's the most neater show steer look. It's got that headedness up through that front end and combines that with some balance and some style and some eye appeal. Maybe not quite as stout muscled as the one that wins the class, but I think one that kind of puts all the combination together, gets out just a little freer and easy off for his back end, maybe than the steer that we have in third. The steer that we have in third, it's a shame that he has to be third today because this is really a good steer as well. Big hip, really nice top. Maybe a little softer to the touch when I put my hands on him. Doesn't show quite the natural muscling as the top two. up over the top portion of his rib and up through his shoulder. But as we get back behind him, he's really powerfully constructed from behind, a really good complete steer. Maybe gives up a little bit of look in that chest floor and up through that front end, but I think he's a very complete steer as well. 3 really good ones in this class. Let's give them all 3 a big round of applause.
Finishing out our lightweight class, we have first place, Caitlin Lincoln from Eisenhower FFA. Second, Ethan Harris from Eisenhower FFA. And third, Anthony Gomez, MacArthur FFA. Heavyweight class, go ahead and be making y'all's way to the ring. Montserrat Valdez, Miguel Torres, Nathan White, Donae Banks.
All right, we're back with the second set of all 3 steers, 4 steers. Remember, only 5 of these will be making auction, I believe.
It's a very good class.
It is.
Nice heavyweight
Beautiful
class.
steers.
I like that. I like them. The first 2 right here on my right. I mean, they're all just, sound, physically sound. Nice, calm, stretched out.
Let me see. Specific questions.
And really, I mean, all of them are pretty much balanced. All of them are, balanced. Most of them are all finished off pretty good. None of them are really, over finished or anything.
I'm looking how they're built. How many steers did y'all have at your school, at y'all's barn?
We had a barn full of 4.
4? And by any chance, can you tell me about what kind of feeding schedules they have them on?
I mean, it's a very strict feeding schedule, man. I get the barn around 6:30. The one on this end and the one on the other end, they're there before me. So I say about 5:45, they're there feeding up.
Really?
By the time I'm rolling in, they rolling out.
Yeah.
And by the time I get to the barn, they still there. And when I leave from the barn in the afternoon, when I go back there the 3rd time, they still there.
Little switch right now. We're gonna bring back another present student from the school.
We're just talking about how they're all balanced off, how well finished they are. None are over finished or under finished.
Yeah.
And these are one of the best groups I've seen since I've been in FFA.
Well, they're not like, how you would think bigger cows, they're more angry, they're more easier to handle.
And it's not just the steers that are doing good, it's the exhibitors as well.
Yes.
How they're showing that steer off to the judge, showing them the best spots on and everything. The one on the end, Donae Banks right here, she's really doing a good job of keeping that steer calm and in the right spot.
They all scored out good.
get a feel on how firm they are, how well balanced they are. You know, it's just not all about muscle with the steers. It's about how much balance with the fat and muscle of the steer. You know, they should have a sturdy appearance with a strong top line, strong back end, straight legs. It should be all balanced from head to toe. And that's what we got in this group of steers. That's what's going to make it hard right now.
They all look good from that view, that high view that they just did.
The most important thing right now is to keep those steers calm and, you know, keep showing off what they got. I mean, class 2 is always going to be the most hardest class.
With the bigger cows. How big?
And for a steer, the exhibitor has to be just as calm as the steer, because the steer is going to feed off of your energy. If you're anxious, they're going to be anxious. If you're calm, they're going to be calm. And it's really all up to the judge at this point.
I think he's placing them right now.
So right now he's trying to see who's going to be first out of this group. And he's going to be second. I think Danae's going to be first. Right now he's trying to fill over that top line and see how filled in those flanks are.
It's a hard decision.
It's a real head scratcher right.
He lost himself. Got two good steers.
I think he's going to go with that Charlotte right there.
As we get into this class, I think it gets a little closer, especially from top to bottom, and as far as the way you want to sort through them. I'll kind of explain to you what I see, the differences and similarities in these cattle. We're going to start with the silver steer down here on this end. I think he's the package deal. He's the one that puts the most pieces and parts together and checks a lot more boxes for me. Not the most rocket-fronted one as what we might want to see, but I think one that just from his shoulder back, he really blends together very nicely for me. I like the amount of power that he carries up over his top and down through that loin. You put your hands on him, he's got the most proper amount of finish to him at this stage of the game and for his weight, and gets out and moves around free and easy. Really like the way that one balances up through the center portion of his body. The black steer that comes next, if we could just get him just a little bit more of them. If you get out here and analyze him, he's not quite as out there on his front end. He's a little bit deeper in his chest floor. And that kind of throws his balance off just a little bit. But then from there back, boy, you really like him. Love the shape and dimension of muscle that he gives me from the side profile. Maybe not quite as stout over his top line as the steer that beats him in class today, but those are two high quality, very well fed, good finished steers to start off the class with. Young man's black steer that comes next, between these two here, I think it comes down to which one's the most show steer look and which one has the trimness to him, and that's why I chose the black steer. The black steer might not appear to have as much finish on him, but when you put your hands on him, he's got it covered. He's about 3/4 of the way back on his rib, and it's a nice firm finish all the way to the front. I think cutability probably gets him into that third slot today over maybe the white steer on the bottom, but I think as you analyze that one's got the show steer look. He's that rocket front, really good long-sided steer. Just needs to have a little bit more power up over his top and down into his lower quarter. He gets a little flatter made. Young lady steer to wind up the class once again. Terrible that we have to have one that does wind up the class, but this calf to me, just he's a little off balance for me. He's a little heavier through his front end and up through his neck and head area. And when you put your hands on him, he's just carrying maybe just a tick too much finish on him for me. When that'll hurt him in his cutability, because when we pull some of that fat off, that's where some of his thickness is coming from too. So when you take that off, how much real muscle and raw muscle is actually underneath that carcass. But 4 really good steers out here in this class. Let's give them a big round of applause.
I go into our champion drive with our steers. So right now we're gonna bring back both of our first place winners out of both class and of Caitlin Lincoln.
Finishing
And
out our
then-
heavyweight class, we have first place Donae Banks with Eisenhower FFA. Second place Miguel Torres, Aldine FFA. Third place Nathan White, Eisenhower FFA. And fourth place Montserrat Valdez, Aldine
All right.
FFA.
So now we got first place for lightweight was Caitlin Lincoln. Second place for lightweight was Ethan Harris, and third place was Anthony Gomez. And for heavyweight, we got Danae Banks leading. Miguel Torres from Aldine is second. Nathan White is third, and
The name is cut off, but Montero Valdez is the last name. The first name is cut off.
Our market steer class sponsor is Al's Ace Hardware.
So right now in the ring we have Danae Banks, Caitlin Lincoln, and this is second place. It's second place heavyweight.
who?
This. Oh I know.
Yep.
It's 2. Oh no, this is Showmanship.
Caitlin Lincoln.
This
is,
Showmanship. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's the drive. Okay.
Right
I
now,
don't
this is
know
the
who on the
grand
other side of the
drive right
ring.
here. This is who we're gonna determine who is the grand champ and who is the reserve champ. But all of
Right
these
now,
in
you
here are
got
going-
both of your first place and both of your second place from both weight classes.
So all these steers in the grand drive right now are gonna go to sale, go to auction.
Only 5 out of the 7 can make it to auction.
There's 4 in there,
I can't see. It's 4. Yeah.
so one more. How you doing, sir? Doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Nice, good bunch of steers we got, don't we?
Mr. Hill, our judge today, I think he's doing a fantastic job looking over this bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way he's placed them, especially from in the class. But I think this overall is definitely going to be a little tough.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much all these steers are even. It's
Let's
just
give all these
the
exhibitors a
little-
big
the
round of
little
applause
picky
one more
things
time.
From the feet, from how the hind legs are standing.
As we get
That's
out
what he's
here,
going
we've got
off
them.
of.
We got our seconds over here and our first over here, so we'll talk about these and get our grand first, and then we'll go into consideration for reserve. But we talked about the yellow steer or the kind of orangey steer that that won the lightweight class. A really attractive, really good made one that you really appreciate the look and the show steer value that he gives you from that standpoint. Really tucked up in his chest floor, really stout over his shoulder and back in through his loin. He gets a little bit dry back there, but he's weighing 11, 35, 40, somewhere in that area. Love the shape and dimension of muscle that he has. Could he have a little more finish on him? Absolutely. But is he adequately finished for 1,140 pounds? I think so. So just a really attractive, really nicely made one that you have to appreciate for his show steer look and his overall practicality and ability to be in there and fit into that class. The young lady's gray steer on this side, just a very nicely made one from his shoulder back. We could make him a little more rocket fronted, but he's tucked up in his chest floor like he should be. One that's weighing, I believe, 1260 something, if I remember right. Just once you put your hands on him, he's the most adequately finished steer, one that has the most power and shape and dimension up over his top and down through his quarter, and still maintains that in a good show steer look. I think as we get out here and analyze him, we put it all together, that's the one I like. He's going to be your champion. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Boy, that boy Mr. Banks a proud uncle right now, man.
And presenting her with the buckle is a representation from Al Ace Hardware here on Aldine, Maryland. They've been a long supporter of the livestock show here.
I mean, she deserved it, man. She worked hard, countless nights, working hard, late nights, early mornings.
Yeah, I heard you mention it before when you start talking about these larger projects, steers,
I mean,
things of that nature. You're talking about putting in hours and hours.
Yeah, man.
And you can definitely see what pays off.
Yep, from sun up to sundown. I mean, they're out there.
As we bring back our second place in that class, black steer that was very well finished. As we get out here and analyze him in comparison for the reserve champion, like the way that one's made through the center portion of his body from shoulder to flank. When you get back behind him, he wants to kind of dip from his hooks to his pins just a little bit, like the shape that he has back there. A little bit more chest floor maybe than be ideal, but I think that's still an awful nice steer that's very well made. But I think the one that kind of follows in type and kind to my champion, and I think he's plenty fat enough for me today, that's going to cut and grade, is going to be this yellow one here in the middle. He'll be your reserve. Let's give everybody a round of applause.
All right, Anthony Gomez.
So we got our grand in reserve, so our third overall steer. It's going to be our heavyweight second.
So these are 4 out of the 5 right now. The grand reserve and these two, so one more goes.
Then, yeah. I keep.
Nathan White. Okay. Yeah.
Third place overall is Miguel Torres from Aldine, FFA.
Right now, we're trying to see who's going to take that fourth spot in that cell. That's going to be Ethan Harris from Eisenhower. And at this time, we're looking for the last slot to go to cell. And both of these animals, they're both physically sound. I mean, they're calm. They're showing off all they got right now to their judge. He's checking. You see which one's firmer, which one's more filled out.
Yeah, a lot of times when you look at him touching over that back, you start talking about judging livestock and looking at livestock. Fifth place is going to go to Anthony Gomez from MacArthur. Like I said, when he's filling over that top, he's looking at that. The most prime cuts on that animal. We start talking about our steaks and things of that nature, where we get all of that from. You know, like you said before, you want to try to find
In the fat.
and also the fat, but
In the fat.
and also the fat, but not, you know, we have in livestock we have good fat and then you have bad fat. Some of that fat that's
In the right spot.
Closing out our champion drive, we have fifth place, Anthony Gomez from MacArthur
Overall,
FFA.
that was a good show. That was
Fourth
a pretty
place,
nice show.
Ethan Harris, Eisenhower FFA. Third place, Miguel Torres, Aldine FFA. Reserve Grand Champion, Caitlin Lincoln, Eisenhower FFA. And Grand Champion, Donae Banks from Eisenhower FFA.
Now we're about to do the showmanship, right?
correct. He's going to bring him back in for the showmanship, and if you were, of course, watching the
All steers aside from Grand Champion and Reserve Champion, make your way back to the arena for showmanship.
like I say, if he was watching the pig shows, he's going to bring him back in for showmanship. And a little bit different because he's looking more so at the student and definitely on how they can handle their project.
Our sponsor for today's markets,
And this
beef
is where it
cattle
really goes to
showmanship
show who's really been
is
working with their
Caldwell
animals.
Companies.
Who has that bond with
Please
their
give them a
animals.
round of applause.
Who can really get out there and show it the best way possible.
That first one was the market show, looking at those steers, see how they finished out. But this one is more so a combination of the student along with the animal, how they can get them shown. You might ask them a question or two, how much the animals weigh, how much he's feeding them, how much time they're putting into them, just to double check and see, you know, like you said, are these kids putting in the time that it takes.
And they should be able to keep this animal calm, focused, and, responsive throughout the whole process, man.
And you definitely can see them working that show stick. A lot of them want to get them standing with that judge side leg kind of tilted to the back a little bit. Kind of gives it a little better eye feel. Thibodeau?
Yeah.
Lambs and goats, what do you have, goat?
Yes, sir.
Lambs and goats, what do you have, goat?
Yes, sir. Golden chickens.
How would you wrap up your years of showing in Aldine ISD?
I mean, man, it's been an experience, man. It's been a lot of ups and downs, But one thing it taught me, man, was, you gotta keep your head up regardless. Keep your head up. You know what you did out there. You know the work you put in. It's all up to the judge. But I mean, it just taught me how to work hard. Fight adversity, handle adversity. All the things of that nature.
Good. I always tell my kids at the beginning of the year, raising livestock is a perfect correlation of life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can do everything right. You can feed them. You can,
So
spend all that time with them. It doesn't mean you're gonna get grand champion.
it don't.
They kind of just like life. You can kind of do everything right, and sometimes you just get dealt a bad hand. But learning how you said, like you said, deal with adversity and move past those deals. Eventually, I always say it. Bigger picture.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's been
Bigger picture.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's been some good moments, been great moments, bad moments. But by making the friends along the way, man, it's just a process, man. It's just one journey by itself. You really got to be dedicated, man. You got to be dedicated.
Right. So what's going to be on the next chapter for you after high school?
And we're going to PV We're gonna study in animal science. Hopefully become an agriculture teacher. Just like y'all. Making that big money, doing what you love the most.
I don't know about big money, but
Nah.
it's definitely a rewarding job.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm a proud alum of Prairie View A&M University from the College of Agriculture. So hope the best for you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Great program. Hope you learn a lot. We can definitely use more ag teachers. That's for sure.
Yeah, I might be your coworker in a few years, man. You don't know.
We'll keep the seat warm.
Yeah, all right. This is gonna be a tough one, man. It's a lot of good showers out here, man.
Definitely. We got some kids in here that definitely. I believe one or two. I know one for sure that's shown steers before. And they kind of know how this goes. They can get these steers stuck and set up.
We got a one-time Grand Champ Showmanship down there. Ethan Harris won Grand Champ Showmanship for the 2024 livestock show. So
he definitely knows how this
yes, sir. Yes, sir. He does.
He's been around Aldine ISD livestock show long enough. You kind of know the Harris name is kind of a household name. I know he has an older sister who's now at Texas Tech.
Yes, sir.
Science, and they've been very, very, very well at this livestock field.
Yeah, this really goes to show you who's really been out there working, putting in those extra hours.
Agreed.
Anybody can get a good steer and win grand, but this shows what can the shower do.
Granted, you got to remember these guys got these steers probably May of 2024.
Yes, sir.
So it's almost a year. It's a long project, like you say. If you've been here in South Texas, it's hot summers.
With winters, freezes, man.
Freezing winters, so a little bit of that all.
Yeah. It's gonna keep you on your toes, man. It's gonna keep you on your toes for sure.
Like you said, if you look at that steer that Ethan got, he almost look like a statue up there.
He's not moving no time soon. He got him calm. He's showing all the strengths of that steer. Really keeping those weaknesses down to a minimum, man. Yeah, man. Everybody eyes locked on the judge, man. Everybody got their game faces on out here right now.
Let's see what Mr. Vivo has to say.
Let's give all these exhibitors a big round of applause. It's been quite a pleasure to come out and judge for y'all today. I was talking to Mr. Arcadi just a little bit ago and told him he was my first teaching partner when I first started teaching over at MacArthur, and checked back and kind of counted back, and man, it was a long time ago, but it was 33 years ago this year that me and Mr. Arcadi started teaching together over at MacArthur. And then I went over and stayed in Nimitz for 9 years over with Mr. Johnson, and taught over there with him for 9 years. So I spent about 10 years here in the Aldine district. Enjoyed every bit of it. Love coming back. Man, facility's great. Y'all got some good guys bringing y'all stock to you. The animals are very well put together and very well fed. You students have done an excellent job. All the teachers, give yourself a big round of applause. Y'all are the ones that help these kids out all the time and get them to where they're at. It's been a lot of fun doing your judging for you today. Hopefully you can follow kind of what I said about them and how I kind of put them together and the type and kind that I like. As we get out here in our showmanship, I think, my main thing about showmanship is you got to be smooth. You got to be able to get that animal presented without being out of whack at times or being put back in a corner or anything like that. Definitely got to. And then from that point on, I always told my kids, you got to go at it like you're killing snakes. because it's a dog eat dog. You got to catch that judge's attention, and you got to get their viewpoint. And the more you can get that animal set in front of them, and the more that you can catch their eye contact, the better you're going to probably do if you got the animal that they like. So with that being said, I think everybody's done an outstanding job. One more time, I appreciate the opportunity to come out and judge for y'all today. I'm going to pick you a champion and reserve showman. Let's give all these exhibitors one more big round of applause. So, when it comes down to our champion showman today, I think it gets close between about 3 of these people out here. But I'm going to rename him today. This young man down here on this end is going to be a champion showman, and we're going to call him Smooth because that's what he is. Extremely smooth, does a great job of getting that animal presented, gets them feet and legs in place, and has that show steer look to that animal all the time. Excellent job, young man. And we're going to follow him by Junior
Our grand
Smooth
champion
right
showmanship
because
goes
that one's
to
got the
Ethan
cool
Harris,
look all the time as
Eisenhower,
well.
FFA.
He's smooth
There's
with
gonna
the
be a
stick. He
second
does
one,
great
man.
job of
Second
getting that
one.
one presented. 2 really good showmen down here on this end. Let's give them both a big round of applause.
That's going to be Eisenhower taking both first and second place.
For showmanship, we have Grand Champion Ethan Harris, Reserve
sir,
Grand
yes, sir.
Champion Nathan White from Eisenhower FFA.
This was a tough one right here, man. It was a tough one.
Just found out that my mic was off the whole time. But guys, please, this is going to wrap up our day of showing here in Aldine ISD. But don't forget tomorrow we'll kick off another round of showing with our horses at 8 a.m. Our poultry show, which includes our broilers, and also our turkeys, will be at 9 a.m. And our lamb and goat show will be at 1 p.m. And that'll be all tomorrow. And again, of course, the show will conclude on Friday with our Seller Champions at 1 p.m. So if you're in the area, and we would definitely love for you to come participate, help out with some of these projects.
Yes, sir. That'll be Chase Thibodeau signing out.